loved the tweet they dug up from Smooya as well. How much truth do you think is in his statement there? That you can't let Gambit, you can't try mid-round Gambit, you have to let them execute upon you.
Yeah, and I think that's a style that Na'Vi have tried in the past. As Yanko mentioned, if you do that, they're just going to collapse it on you anyway. Yeah. So I think it's about picking your poison here. And well, we are underway. We've got the 1x bet odds at the top of the screen favoring Gambit. No surprises there. And Electronic, he's going to be taking a little bit of a jiggle towards Long. No damage done. Out Long and Shiro. First bullet, first headshot. Electronic hits the deck.
Looking good for that mid-smoke. They'll have a good 10-15 seconds to start charging, bustling through, and a hard headshot to find. Inters, he hasn't struggled, but Boomich is very quick. Shiro does get the bomb loose temporarily. Perfecto's charging. Nafany's trying to stop the bomb, but just through sheer willpower, he's been thrust into a 1v3. Oh. What a shot! He's found Hobbit and he's found the plant. He's not opted to go for it just yet. He'd rather faff around. They have closed the gap now. Axel through the doors, needs another tap. Perfecto's in trouble. And a good try all around. Shiro, he was on A that whole time. He leaves with 3 frags.
Good stuff right there from Shiro, and a great way to see him kicking things off here on Dust2. I am really, like, the fact that in both of these next 2 matches, we have the king of the region going up against the cheeky upstarts who have become the best teams in the world right now, Gambit and Heroic, going up against what you can only presume once upon a time was their idols. And I think that Gambit, with a 3rd win on the trot against Na'Vi, there were any questions, if anybody was left doubting, you're going to know what's up after this one. Simple. Down to 9 HP. Cops a nade to the toes. Will lob that Deagle across and get himself a P250. This one here is a very light investment from Na'Vi. So they want to get the AKs out in the following. There's always a little bit extra when you watch the derby matches. There's always a little bit of extra spice, not only for what's on the line, but in terms of the gameplay as well.
I mean, we couldn't have asked for just the perfect head-to-heads. You know, we've got the old versus the new, the 2021 domestic derbies between the Prince and the King. Both times, both instances. Hobbit didn't check it. Bit's patience. Could be a trade. It's hard into the back of the head, and Hobbit, he has no issues contending with those Desert Eagles and P250s. And it is, once again, Perfecto left to try and do something. Doesn't get a chance to really work his magic. Instead, they'll scoop up some sidearms, and Gambit converting off the back of their pistol.
All right, well, watch the AK-47s come out now. Everybody on Na'Vi should be able to buy one. We're about to see what type of approach they'll be looking for here in the early T-sided gun rounds. Shiro will be upgrading into that AWP pretty much immediately. 3 Famises and the MP9 left over for Nafany. We know he can wield that to perfection. Flash out Long. Perfecto makes his way, and well, they've been given the space right here. Gambit do not want to contest the long corner. They'll drop on back and they'll have to retool. Na'Vi have gotten exactly what they want out the gates, and Simple, he's already up short. And Hobbit's dead.
Not even just Hobbit, he's about to add a second name to the list as well. He evades the nade, 10 HP to his name. Look at Nafany. He has got so much to deal with. And he's just going to have to concede the site. Don't forget, Shiro has an AWP, and being so disconnected from the pack, retakes are no fun. The bomb's already going across to A. It seems like Gambit are just going to happily try and control and maintain what they had. The fact that Shiro finds one on B is going to secure the plant for Na'Vi. I assume the round?
Yeah, and now the question becomes, well, they want to get their hand on that AK in Upper Dark. Nafany, an upgrade would be fantastic for him. But Na'Vi know that Shiro bought into an AWP. So do they want to try and take that out of his hands, or just let him hold on to it for future rounds? Looks like both teams are more than happy to walk away with all their goodies here. Be nice if they could find Boomich an upgrade from that Galil, but I think he might be stuck on exactly that.
Yeah, well, Simple Go Kill starts early.
That was great because Na'Vi, we have to go back a year, but a year ago, it was just all about those long takes. You get out long, you mitigate any aggression on that long corner, you make sure they can't cross pit, you sit, you wait, long corner smokes, and we've seen that evolve ever since. Here, it's a very basic strat, right? Let's go out long, let's draw all the attention, we're gonna have all the eyes on us, the flashes, molly smokes, everything's there, and Simple just runs up cat, knowing that all the eyes are drawn. This is at a minute 39, he started taking contact and converts 2 massive kills. That's a round winner right there from Simple. And an easy call from Na'Vi, all things considered. Gambit now, off the bonus weapons, will be upgrading into the rifles. That saved AK carried across, utility aplenty, and get back underway with Shiro ready to take a fight here towards the mid doors.
Yeah, Na'Vi, there's a reason when we talk about Dust2 and in particular that long strategy, there's a reason that Na'Vi are used as a reference point. It's because they have probably been the team to shake up the Dust2 meta the most as of late. Now, of course, integrating Bit into that starting roster, the departure of Flamey does seem to have incited some development at a faster pace, or at least some success. The reason Na'Vi are here in the upper bracket. Same can be said for Gambit, though. The desk painting a perfect picture of who Na'Vi are up against. Now, the bomb's on its way. Shiro's been AWPing this previously. Oh dear, they threw the smoke and already caught out. The lurk smoke is out, as is Bit. And he'll finish off the job. The trade is there. Nafany already 2 frags to the good. The rotate's on its way and is there. Hobbit's in support. Simple has the bomb. If he could find Nafany, he does on the edge of the smoke. Tucked in now. Supportive component of Hobbit is spotted, and so is his crossback. Great play. Bomb loose, round 1. Electronic was just hanging out to try and catch any one of those short rotators, but they all rotated through CT.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for Simple, hoping to catch the timing on that smoke. Won't get away with it. Now the bomb is dropped deep within that site, and the best option here is to save. And you will be seeing a lot of this within the series. We know at the pace in which these teams traditionally play. What's Electronic having a look for here? He's getting a bit inquisitive right now. Out on the CT side of mid.
Yeah, Gambit have done everything they could possibly have done to ensure the round. Your entire team is on top of the bomb in the hardest site for them to lose.
Is he trying to hide in plain sight here?
I don't know what his plan is. He's got 5 seconds here.
Doesn't want to go down after time. That would be catastrophic.
Just hiding in plain sight then. We'll work with that.
Okay, lucky to get away with that one. That is one of the most dangerous saves I think I've ever seen.
Typically, I mean, in Gambit's mind, I don't know if they thought about it too much, but he's probably in pit, you know? Like
yeah, T-spawn.
T-spawn.
Miles away.
He's tucked in, up behind them.
Okay, well, interesting finish to that round right there, but it will be the 3rd for Gambit.
And you went bang on. The reason, of course, he saves is that we'll get to see a pretty damn good round, all things considered. Long, battling for it, fully blind. Bit not going to be allowed to cross to the blue bin. Axile makes short work of him, and a nade tugs them back in. Shiro's established now, and they'll have to just concede long. It's not theirs. It won't be theirs. They tried it. 4th death for Bit, yet to see him in the frags.
Yeah, ushered away from long quite quickly there, and a lot of utility going into that. You can look at Na'Vi's purchase now. 2 flashes, 2 Molotovs, and a smoke is all they have to work with, and no real estate. Not even any upper dark presence here. Flash over top mid. Xbox smoke is there as well. And quickly they're going to try and take some space away. The C2 util of Gambit now slowing down this push. Shiro's in the dream position for an AWPer right here. Over towards Car. If they go for an A setup, they won't have many flashes or smokes, as previously mentioned, to deal with that. Boomich clears on out. Nobody home towards close short. His time is getting to about 50 seconds. I'm not sure how Na'Vi get into this one other than headshots.
Yeah, Boomich hands short. He'll be volleying Hobbit out of position. But nothing to report, and now through mid. Shiro will have a sightline onto it. If it's not smoke, there it goes. And so now the test begins. Nafany and Inters group up towards the doors. They may want to swing on this. Look at him, head on a swivel, pushing in. Boomich, the first victim. Perfecto from Tons and Inters. He steps up with another. Simple is arriving now. Finishes it off with the scout. And the 2v3 disadvantage if he could just hit the shot on the cross. He does actually take the ankles. Simple brought down to 45 by Shiro's AWP. 2-1. A split of the resources. Good control of the spray. Leaves it all onto Simple. And Hobbit's too good.
They get the plan out of that, but that was well handled by Gambit. I'm not sure what happened with that Molotov that was flustered in the middle of the side. I didn't catch exactly how it landed, but maybe it was a CT one. So making their job a little bit harder there, Gambit, but they get it across the line regardless.
Super cool idea as well. Just seeing that the fact they both tucked into the doors when they knew mid was lost, just seeing that as their immediate response. And you could see how it benefited them. There was a very wide swung out way in front of the lurk smoke, and it enabled him to find multiple frags. This is Axile's first. He was flashed a little late, so he could track that spray. This is what I was talking about. Perfecto forced to push through. Simple does get the trade, but too little, too late. All right, we're ready to get into our 6th round of play. This is Na'Vi's turf. Gonna have to start seeing some evidence of it.
Yeah, probably not in this round, however. This is just another partial investment here. Scout for simple, pistols for the rest, and Util is there. They've even opted to buy into 2 HEs, so keep your eyes on Perfecto and Bit. Is there a plan for these nades? It looks like it. The tunnel smoke is in. They want to nade towards that platform box, back a plat, maybe even close. We know when that lurk smoke comes out, Inters always plays around it, or Nafany, either or. Those deep nades only going to be tickled up a little bit. 5 damage in total, so the investment from Na'Vi not landing, but the idea, you can see what it was planned for. Boomich has short control already. And with this scout...
It's such a spread CT5. Look how well spaced they are.
I think classic flash from Hobbit here, probably going to do the palm tree flash as well. So this is all going to come down to the spacing of Na'Vi.
Five, 4, 3, 2. They nade on the fade of the incendiary. Now it's grey screens. They're coming in. Shiro's got one to contend with. Drop down his Bit. Doesn't miss his second opportunity. And now they're just held up at short by Hobbit. His spray has kept them pretty damn caged. Finally, Perfecto puts one down, but the cross is still a mammoth task. Simple would need to get them out of trouble. A headshot required, can't find it. Bomb across, Nafany to suppress, jumping, and it's enough to stop the plant. Great stuff from Gambit. They're keeping these rounds clean as well, as threatening as Na'Vi may be with their Desert Eagles. Like, they have completely caged this beast. Boomich, 1 frag. Electronic, 1. 0. Goose egg for Bit so far.
This is where I'm going to start getting concerned from this point forward for Na'Vi, because going into round number 7, it is the first round Na'Vi have had a full buy. Right? It's the first round Simple's had an AWP. It's the first round that everybody's had AKs instead of Galils. Utility should be there for everybody. And now we can settle in. So Na'Vi, in a round like this, need to be threatening. Taking a
terrible
timeout.
long spawns. Terrible long spawns.
Yeah, that's not great at all. The problem is, you know, you want to be able to drop a player down, maybe go for that mid biff, because you know you're not going to get that long presence, so you want to grab some territory early. But Simple spawns so far away. If Bit drops down and just tries to run on down mid and Shiro decides to go for a pick, Simple might get there too little too late to, you know, show that AWPing presence. And up until this point, Shiro has been able to get away with taking whatever fights he wants because there's only really been a scout to deal with. Now, that will change, and we can really get stuck into this conversation. But you're right about the Bit factor. He was a massive component in their victories up until this point. Love to see him come online again.
Yep, now is the time. They do go for that mid biff in lieu of long. Look at Bit taking a lot of early space. Might want to take the doors as it fades. Up short instead. Boomich has been a real consistent presence up to this point, and it seems Gambit are more than happy to concede that level of control.
Yeah, the thing that Boomich has to do from this position is be threatening to siphon through all of this utility as quickly as possible. Look at this, a minute 25 on the clock. The quicker they can force nades out of Gambit, the better they're going to be for these late round executes. Now some more smokes. It's even more threatening in the jump. Shiro's pre-aiming it.
Yeah, now, as the mid smokes come in, both of them in fact, this is going to be the mid to be. 3-2 split of Na'Vi's resources. Nafany wants help. Hobbit's under a lot of scrutiny. They smoked off the doors, though. It was a very quick response from them, and they've got an incendiary. Boomich has already found the first push, and just like that, the House of Cards collapses. Gambit with nothing to show for this defense, and a solid take from Na'Vi. Keeping it simple, drawing util, just keeping the A players honest with Boomich, and wrapping on through.
I love how quick that was as well, and that's not something that we're traditionally seeing out of Na'Vi with their woes on the T sides recently. It's always just been the limped out defaults. They don't get the opening kill, and then they kind of fall apart. Here, there was an idea. There was a clear plan on what they wanted to do, and they've been able to pull this one off. First time we see the, in air quotes, full buy by the old school standard, I guess we can place it. They're able to get on the board with their second round. And Shiro and Axel, they'll be happy to hold on to their weapons of choice. Can drop a gun or two if needed. Inters and Hobbit looking likely for assistance. And the prying eyes of Simple won't find anything. Bomb goes off. Everybody stays alive, and a nice clean one. Well executed there from Na'Vi.
Yeah, that was lovely. I think just Boomich catching Nafany's aggression. Just compounded by those double B frags. Real easy stuff. An immediate response from Gambit is the timeout. We know they're very calculated with their timeouts. They rarely are under the thumb without using all 4.
Yeah, we've even witnessed in certain games where they'll take the timeout off the back of the opposition's timeout just to kind of take away any momentum or maybe any ideas, make them overthink a situation.
Well, also just to have that awkward moment where they have a rousing speech and then another timeout comes through.
All right, boys, this is it. We've been sitting here. They've been pummeling us.
This is the strat. We're doing this. You're going to get the frags. Let's do this, boys. And then you just sit
for another
there
30.
for another 30 seconds.
Yeah, what could they be planning now?
Well, another one of those full buys. So far, Na'Vi 100% success rate. With all the bells and whistles. Let's see how this one goes. On the cross, no initial damage found, nor a bullet fired. Simple and Shiro yet to contend with each other on the server. This is a very common line of sight to be held by a CT AWPer. Simple will be well and truly aware of that. He likes to peek into it. It will be a standoff in mid doors for now. Long is still firmly under the CT remit. That same CT smoke. Might want to hold his breath on that. The incendiary is dropped, as is the tiniest of nade damage. Hard to posture short when it's smoked, but Flash now enters is forced in, and Perfecto has drawn first blood.
Just ahead of that molly, the timing was perfect there from Perfecto.
Look at Boomich, he's in CT. Shiro will not be able to actively hold this short line, because Boomich can just tap his head.
Nafany's pushed up a dark as well.
He's super exposed to Boomich here. Fires off a shot. Still not aware. Bit catches another. Nice spray onto Hobbit. They're running out of chances here, Gambit. That's the fight. And there goes the round. Simple wins out 1v1, the first head-to-head of Shiro and Simple. The AWP of Simple that fills the feed. Boomich spotted, but quick react, and now nothing to show for Gambit's defense here. It's going to be another spotless one if Electronic wins this duel. Does present his back. Oh, he spots another, but there you have it. Na'Vi provided with a third. So far looking much more threatening with everything they desire, as well as, of course, that Simple frag. It hasn't been too much more aside from Perfecto and Simple who've opened up these rounds so far.
Yeah, and it's been that fast biff down mid for control, putting pressure on the rotators. They've also been putting a lot of pressure on short. And because of that, it's kind of leaving Gambit a little bit more strung out. They're being pressured in multiple areas at the same time. They're leaving the extremities of long. And now it'll be just the pistols here for Gambit. Tagged on through the door. Nafany, the only one to head over towards that B-bomb site. And with the type of buy that we are looking out of the CTs here, Na'Vi should be set up for their fourth. It's unlikely that Electronic's going to give away too much here. Even has a little bit of extra help over towards the long doors. Boomich has just arrived to hold that corner. Will he clear the back of the pit, though? Oh, on the jump. Did he see him? Yes, he did. Simple as you like for Electronic.
Yeah, nicely done. I think Boomich might be forced to defend the AK. In fact, they look like they want to push the issue. They know there was a deagle long, but they're still giving it all she's got. There's an AWP and an AK looking for you, Axel. You can't get another. And so, with just their P250 and USP, these Gambit soldiers will do their best to at least make it hurt. There is a bit of an opportunity.
This might get dicey, yeah.
Yeah, Shiro is in a very, very ratty corner.
This is a hard clear for Bit. Maybe not even something he's going to consider here.
Okay. Nafany's joining them if he baits. Oh, that's enough for the frag. He'd need a double dink. Simple, not an easy task. No one to help him just yet. The rotates come through. Perfecto from T-spawn. And the bomb's open runway to A.
Shiro has a free passageway up catwalk here. Perfecto can't cover that at the same time as holding on to that AK-47. Simple will plant open. Shiro will be close.
He's already holding it. Seems good for this. Oh, he heard it. That's a nice audio cue for Shiro to work with. And he heads straight back through.
Oh, he's heard now. This one's done. I think he just wants this AK. We've got it. But that's about it. Perfecto with the kill.
Yeah, Perfecto's actually, you know, the only one hanging with the big boys here. Of course, on the anti-eco, just getting those nice extra stat pad. Puts him on 7. Quick recap of how that one went down. Axel did do well to find 2 frags on his Desert Eagle, but hunted down and procedurally eliminated.
There's that simple shake after the shot. always seems to come on in.
It's for dramatic effect.
Yeah, well, the guns are back out here, and what are Gambit going to do to deal with this? Doesn't look like they're putting any extra eyes on middle. It's still this 3-2 split with the focus on long.
It's like Na'Vi have swapped their regular long presence for regular mid presence. Nearly got the sentence out there.
Yeah, I think that Gambit are putting a lot of resources, 3 players, early long to try and deal with any of these rushes, so they're just taking focus elsewhere. And by doing this, as I previously mentioned, they can force out just with presence alone some basic utility sound cues. Make Gambit use these nades to respect their presence across the map. And meanwhile, Simple is just still holding this mid door. They've thrown the bridge smoke a few times here, Na'Vi, so if they... Oof, flash over mid. Nothing really gained here.
Coming towards Axile's domain. He tried to get the one and done, but he's only left with 90 damage inflicted. Shiro has to be responsible for long and short. Nafany does well to find a full clean headshot, and Hobbit flanks come in as well. Gambit, they just tighten the noose around Na'Vi. Simple trying to bail out. Great shot onto Nafany's swing. This is a stacked A site, and Simple just looks like a man possessed. He wants to push for this. Finds the FAMAS, finds damage.
Has to plant.
Has to plant. And it can't quite get onto the site before Hobbit finds him. There goes the round. Gambit back on the board.
Yeah, and just in the fashion that they were sitting ready to pounce onto Na'Vi, so more of a proactive approach there from Gambit. It wasn't right, they're running at them, but they're ready to react when Na'Vi go for a play, and that push from Hobbit, it took a lot of information. It also meant that players from Gambit could keep their attention turned elsewhere as he came through and cleaned up those final frags. But they're not out of the woods just yet, Gambit. They're still working with a couple of FAMASes here. There hasn't been a bank balance established just yet. One more on the trot would be great as Simple's warning shot fires out through the door, and we can see a third man with the X-ray close and personal as Electronic's out.
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of Na'Vi towards long. Second wave of flashes will blind Shiro. The blind shot. Ooh, doesn't need to use it. Instead, it's Boomich onto Axile. Flash indicates there's another defender present. But Na'Vi have long. First taste of the Na'Vi long control. Now with 4 smokes by my count, they can do the double pump. Might even want to smoke the corner to set up in pit with the AWP. It's a lot of options available to them. All right, well, this is a classic.
Yeah, he's in the safe way too. So this is where Na'Vi will just run down that clock, and Gambit are taking information back towards Upper Dark here. They're going to get the cue that nobody's home, and they need to batten down the hatches on the A side. The smokes ring out. Shiro drops one of his own. We've seen that one somewhere before.
They're coming up. Nafany just drop his smoke just to evade the flames and play within it. No, a missed shot from Shiro. Na'Vi have an advantage now. Dropping util for the fights. Nade is good onto ramp, and oh, he takes it. Takes the fight and loses his life in the process. Shiro spotted. Simple's on the car. Help from Hobbit's on the way. Off the flash, but Electronic bodyguards. A 4v2, and it's only getting worse for them. Inter's in the smoke. They'll be staring at him, looking for his legs, and yeah, tagged up. Body bag is zipped up. And Na'Vi, again, just stopping Gambit from accruing a comfortable CT economy. Just as there's a little victory, a little shine of light at the end of the tunnel, they close that door.
And that's the classic, right? That's what we were talking about. The Na'Vi play out through the long doors, and it all started with that opening kill. You can see they have contingencies. They have multiple different plans in case mollies come through, in case, you know, they need an extra flash, ready to peek off of each other. Na'Vi looking good here. One more round from tying things up, and I think they'll get away with it. We just have the USPs out for Gambit. 5 of which... And Na'Vi throwing a bucket load of flashes over those long doors will get control one more time. But we can see how this round's going to finish.
Yeah.
But Gambit are kind of hoping that they come into the B-bomb side.
Rush, can you cast this like an inexperienced caster still think something's going to happen?
there's some good chances here.
Well,
They've got the util to deal with this. USPs are in hand. Now there is a chance here. If this bomb goes down A, they know it's not B. So that means they're going to have to move over there, get some good positions, maybe go up short. 5 USP. It's potent. And we'll see how they do. Bomb goes down. Any movements? Hobbit talking to the lads. You can see his mouth going like crazy right now.
This is a malleable defense, wouldn't you say, Rush?
Yeah, this is pretty good here. Here it is. This is where it comes. Oh, the boost. They don't like that.
no, they really don't like that.
Wait, hold on. Before we let him go, Rush, this is about to be tied up 6-6.
Yes?
How would you describe the state of affairs?
It's nice to see Na'Vi not going long every single round. It's working now they're doing it here, but...
I was setting you up for your one of your favorite sayings.
Well, these two teams right now, inseparable.
There we
as
go.
6-6 comes in.
Thank you, Rush. That's exactly what we were looking for there. It's good to have the court jester on call.
Yes, he's always nice when we have one of those.
You want to know what Gambit's response is? It's going to be the Dorps or the double Orps.
You could be dorping door if you dare.
Yeah, well.
Don't dorp door. Dude. Round 13, an important one. Gambit are back into the weaponry, and losing someone on the cross could have been a casualty that could very well mark the start of the end. Instead, Nafany lives on, and that Dorp is posted. Doors turns the flash. Boomich is a real threat. Just his movement alone to get that information safely. Everyone's so good at that. Gambit at the tippy top of that list. And he's been called upon. Intus is feeling the pressure on B. Looks like they're lining up some smokes. Shiro nowhere near in order to impact this one. And they smoke him off. Nice work from Na'Vi. They have got so many nades. All right, well, this is going to be a 2 versus 3, maybe even 4, as Boomich has got no resistance on his cross CT. Nafany does find the first and bit very late to the react on the boosted position. Simple fills the gap and a great shot, but the trade is there. Boomich looking to win up. What was a 2v4 has quickly become a 2v3, and there's loads of time. They'll be able to work their magic. Axel's taking a lot of space back. He'll have info top mid. The bomb committed to B, but Boomich is still hitting headshots.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Sounded like a dink.
Sounded like it. Tiny bit of damage done. And Boomich is being a very cheeky bean here. Your jump peek's going to give you no info. Oh, and he gets another. Boomich pops off for 4. 2v4. It's all Boomich, leading by example. That was brilliant, and it's broken Gambit as well.
There is so much to dig into with that round right there. You think about the flow of gameplay out of Na'Vi so far in this first half. They've pressured long, they've pressured short, they've pressured fast middle. In that setup right there was only one defender in B in the early stages. Boomich with that perfect bit of utility you highlighted that dropped on Shiro's position, denied Shiro who was dealing with short. They sent 2 players to long to focus on that, and they left Nafany middle to deal with these mid pushes. And they were still able to walk away with a 2-on-4 after Gambit won some massive duels. Oh, okay, Electronic. The spray control right there was bloody masterful. 3 kills under the pump, had no chance.
Also, I just learned a valuable lesson. You know, I was watching Electronic. He didn't call it's a long stack until he'd finished his 3-man spray down. Then he called the long stack instead of just panic up, unloading my mag while trying to communicate to the team. Maybe just do one and then the other.
Yeah. Get yourself a kill first, and,
right.
And then you can do the talking. It's better if you can do both at the same time, ladies and gentlemen.
But he did keep his lips zipped until he had fully processed how many players he had to find. Kills 3 of them, says probably some more, and he knows his AK's fallen into enemy hands, which has now become a task for simple little mini-game within the game.
Well, this is winning the half here. Na'Vi will have 8. So this is looking very good for them.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, this T-side, you can tell they really are masters of their craft in this one. Just keeping a kind of visual diary of to where they believe Gambit are positioned. They are going for this, and he's super blind. So Hobbit will lose the AK, and they've got nothing more than a Desert Eagle to report. Look at that, perfection. The only casualty is Electronic. He took 3 with him, and Gambit not allowed to save a single penny, so it will be M4s. Does look like they want to go for the double AWPs again, and it started strong for them. Don't forget, they managed to find the opening 3 kills. Yeah. That was a 2 versus 4 in the round prior. And Simple's got enough cash to splash. He'll be suppressing the doors cross with the Dak prior to whipping out what could be an AWP or the AK. Bump, 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 bump. There's 2 of them surging down middle, Chad. Bit and Boomich, they absolutely love it. Jeez, even the pre-fire is not far off. Hobbit stands his ground, will not go down to the trade. Good movement. Bit was hot on the heels in pursuit of an equalizer, but doesn't post it. Now posted up. Anthony hears this. Oh, I think that was an accident. He slipped off. He won't be able to maintain control, and it forces out another incendiary very early into the piece, Chad.
Much harder here for Na'Vi to win a round like this. They lost a man and they didn't get space. At 2-on-4, they had a lot of space. This time round, on the back foot, so more utility needed. And Nafnis is back up here again. Saw something. Would not be putting that much lead into the smoke otherwise. More utility coming out on towards A now, and Shiro and Simple have still been looking at these doors.
They're on their way. You've seen Gambit concede these before. Na'Vi are very threatening when they're on their commit. Holding from long side. Just the AWP on ramp, and Bit, he's about to slip the net here. He's got to Gandalf. Oh, nice find. By finding that on Hobbit, their chances dwindle. Especially now the AWP is working well for Naf, and even on the re-peek into Simple. 2 frags, only electronic, and yeah, well, he's not long for this world. He'll hang out for a bit. Juking it out, and down he goes. Damning, practically, Rushley, what's the word?
Inseparable at half.
Thank you. Seven for Gambit heading into the T side of Na'Vi's pick, and just the slightest of leads for Na'Vi. Started poorly, we saw the 5-round start for Gambit, a slew of rounds off the back of the pistol, but with Blade and the boys from Na'Vi, they do seem stable and do seem ready to compete here in a battle for the ages, a battle of the CIS greatest.
And we saw a couple of smiles on the Na'Vi players' faces, so all in all, things must be going okay then. As we get underway, Perfecto with the util and the fuse kit, everybody else with the Kev, and the 1x bet odds favouring Gambit still in this one. Out long they go, flash over mid, short players are peeking, and well, they're dead.
Brief. Electronic's not long for this world. He's actually gotten away with that.
Last bullet?
Yeah, the final bullet of his USP just stands his ground at 10 HP. And Hobbit's ready in pit, dude. There's no way Electronic's ready for this. That's a rare duel to see in a pistol round, so that's the man advantage given back over. Now they're heading B. I think Hobbit's presence is going to pull the rotate.
Oh, there's timing on this.
Yeah, Boomich is actually testing the water middle and confirms there is presence. More than just presence. Now they'll take all that space.
Oh, they're still heading the wrong direction, though.
Yeah, Hobbit's keeping him busy. They spot him out. Now they'll have a good idea as to where he was positioned. They are actually rotating into the A side. They don't understand. And neither do Gambit. They're still in tons. They have no idea the B side's open. This is a very funky pistol. God, they're in such constant swings.
That one's definitely heard. So Gambit at least know one player's over towards B.
Oh, and he sees at least one. Suspicions are up for B. Oh, Nafany, head spotted and tapped away at. That's a big contribution from Bit, and now Boomich puts another into Gambit. Bit of a sigh as Hobbit realizes it's all onto him, and they've already played this very well, just as a squad. Look at this hold. There's no way for him to contest this. Boomich will elevate on the box. The other will swing. He'd need to hit some, like, 2 headshots immediately. One. Can't get away. He does tuck in the doors.
He doesn't have the bomb, though. They don't need to chase him.
And off we go again.
Oh, no.
He's given it everything he's got. He'd have to clear the corner. Doesn't. And a knife kill for Boomich. There you have it. 1,500. It's a financial one. A left click, no less.
That looked like a bit of a circus, that round, all things considered. The way it kicked off and just how it spurred everybody to end up all across the map. Here's the replay of Boomich with the knife. Bosh. Cop that one.
A right hook.
Out of the shadows. Boomich appears, and yeah, Gambit, if they headed B, it's almost like they would have had a free bomb
Yeah,
site.
they're going to be watching this demo later and kicking themselves.
Because Hobbit's kill on the Electronic juked them completely. It forced Na'Vi on a heavy rotation, so unfortunate for Gambit here, second guessing themselves in the space that they did have. Will just be a Glico, one flash for Hobbit. And it will be the slower approach. When you see the teams just strung out on the Glock ecos like this, it's all about forcing the CTs to use their util. Make sure they have to reinvest in future rounds, keeping that economy on notice, keeping that economy down to a bare minimum. Back towards long, they do have this Hobbit flash, so eyes on Boomich here.
I mean, he's a blind man. I'll tell you that much. No one checks it, though. Gambit. Gambit? What it... Well, it should be 3. It is 2. And the rest just swinging on in. Their dream of a plant, but Shiro's dead, as is Intas. Thank you. Okay, Na'Vi passed their test. Everyone gets the frags they desired. And we're getting some SMG frags into Boomich.
I'm just curious, if Flamey no longer being a part of the starting 5 equates to them looking like they have clear game plans, that doesn't work like that.
That doesn't make any
right?
sense.
Before, they looked like they didn't have much of an idea on what they wanted to do T-sides. It was like default, allow Electronic and Simple to look for picks. If they didn't get picks, then you just lose the round. Now, it's a completely different looking animal. Like, they're actually playing together. They have ideas of where they want to end up. But we're into Gambit's rifle round here. Shiro down to the baby AWP. AKs for everybody else. And 3-man in this upper tunnel. Inters, Nafany, and Hobbit all reside. Heaps of utility, and now the jig's up with the AK, so a couple of shots through the smoke there. And this standoff towards long between Axile and Boomich will be an interesting one. We know that Boomich does get a bit pushy. Axile the opposite.
Axile probably one of the most patient star riflers in modern day CS right now. His T-side positions on default are often very, very drab. Great damage off that nade.
Huge nade onto Hobbit there. Rocked his world, 44 points of health left.
I wouldn't fancy my chances peeking into an Electronics org either. He will be flashed, spotted, and the nade does nothing. Just pulling apart some of that CT utility. There's only a single smoke left on them. No incendiaries to be concerned about now. So mission accomplished in the opening 45. But now time is a sensitive mission for the mid-split. They're trying it. Worked for Na'Vi. How does it fare for Gambit? Backs are turned and the spray is hit. Bit and Simple combine for 3 frags and an open runway now into another round. 11. Just 2 frags away. More nade damage, chipping away at what little remains of Gambit. They can't seem to force off this Perfecto. Brick's position and another miss from Shiro. That should seal his fate. Okay, Na'Vi. Rigid and resistant. Yet to see Gambit make a mark on their attack.
Sensible stuff there from Perfecto as well. It's very easy to fall into the trap after you stop the mid prong to just go, I want to take the fight. But he actually went more passive, allowing this support a bit to come on through. And fantastic work there. You can see the flash assist towards the mid doors, setting each other up. It's teamwork at the top of the list here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, humbling Gambit significantly here.
Should be the 12th round as well. Take a look, it's just 4 Deagles, P250 and a flash for Axel this time round. Looks like this might just be the classic go close mid doors, have the back cap player flash you out and hope that you can team on out mid to B.
Yeah, but I mean, Simple could not be any less of a flash-friendly position. Super tucked in.
All right, well, they've changed the tact up towards short. A little bit of mid-presence being shown.
Na'Vi's response is pretty perfect. They show face, receive a face full of lead in response, and change their mind again. They are going to keep going to and fro and just throw bodies towards the gap, and it was enough to at least isolate a chance onto these B players. That's Perfecto doing it all.
Bomb delivery service as well. Look at that, perfectly in between the doors.
Yeah, Hobbit would love just one clean headshot, but he's got nothing to report. Na'Vi taking the bonus round, taking their sidearm upgrades and putting 12 in their pursuit of that 16.
Sure, just bought a Zeus. Interesting. A very interesting purchase there, as we do see the second time out for Gambit coming through in this one. And the reason I say interesting is didn't have a lot of money left over. I'm not sure, you know, he could have invested into something maybe a little bit more
yeah, smoke and a
useful.
flash. Could have been cool.
But yeah, he's got the Zeus, so I hope it comes out to play. AK's being purchased up. Inters and Axel into those. I'm sure Nafany and Hobbit will soon follow. But looking under the pump right now, Gambit here in this second half, and they're going to want to break this string of rounds because Na'Vi, they got a bit of a nest egg going on right here. Everybody in the server with 6k plus and still no AWP out. Well, I gave the same virtue to Na'Vi in the first half. I said when the guns come out, the full buys, we get to really see the traction. Shiro has his AWP. Simple's been boosted up short. He's going to take an aggressive play straight up mid here, Simple.
Oh, and he heard them tons, but the evasive maneuver of Nafany keeps him alive. They push on the flash. That's Hobbit down. A big trade to find. All of his util now on the ground as well.
How long is this one going to stall out for? It's not like they get... Oh, they're pushing up.
Oh, yeah, he was considering it, wasn't he? Electronic is just at the edge of this smoke. Inters, he's potentially going to get caught out here by the timing. He's descended the lower tunnels. His responsibility was this. And now could very well get shot in the back unless his paranoia sets in, unless his defense mechanism starts to think a little bit more about that lower tons push, because now they've managed to slip completely behind enemy lines. Nafany's going to potentially be vulnerable eventually. Perfecto's confirmed there's no one tunnels. The hatches will be locked down upon A. Or crouch keys, more accurately. Didn't spot anything on his first peek up, and ooh, that's a warning shot. Nade, ooh, Boomich lives on. They barrage him with grenades. There's Perfecto, and that's the bomb, you're right. You can drop nades on that. Gambit, far from perfect here. And look at Boomich, the fact he was so low, he's managed to worm his way back into a survival. The bomb needs to be retrieved, and good luck, have fun with that. They've even dropped an incendiary on it. He's gonna burn his toes for this, I think. His time on it. He'll have time with the smoke up, but you can see Perfecto, he's just plans to unload his mag when he hears the sound cue. Gets it. Okay. How realistic of a 2v4 is this?
The bomb's going to go down, so there's a conversation.
First down, but the bomb is 2. Axel would have to come up clutch, and there's just simply no chance. peeking in multiple angles at the same time. Another round for Na'Vi, and that was on the fall by.
Good pressure there, isn't it? You know, they're reactive. They're actually taking back some territory, taking back some space. They get that AWP upgrade for Simple for free. And Gambit, still shy of a round here, Alex.
I've got some mad stats for you. So far in this second half, Gambit have got 6 kills.
Okay, you're doing the maths.
That was crazy. You see that?
Okay, well, struggling with the frag impact.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget that when Gambit are at their very best, we just constantly sound like in a state of disbelief at what the individuals are doing. It's like a crazy double out of Axile. Nafany just comes in the defensive double. Everyone has that multi-fragging capacity. Haven't seen any evidence of that here on our second half. Admittedly, it's T-side Dust2 when you're up against a very, very well-refined Na'Vi. Shiro yet to really be activated as well. They've kept him incredibly honest. You can see Bit's routine for any B players that are struggling, just keeping track of how Bit's holding this. Every 5 or 10 seconds, you'll have a little jump if Perfecto isn't jiggling. Get that information safely, jumping off that box and peeking doors side. Boomich does drop more util, just as Axel was starting his long project.
Yeah, you can see they put a bit of fishing bait in the water there, right? They were hoping that Shiro could catch a frag for them over towards Beat, not to be the case, and now they're being pestered towards the long doors. Boomich being this annoying, right, means that Axel, he has to be active, and it's going to slow this down, but they still want to push forward, knowing that Boomich has been close. Short control worked on as well, and this is perfect for an A split right here.
The util's they've been really on top of it.
It's a different looking Na'Vi here in terms of whether they're playing with each other, playing off of each other.
Yeah, just in terms of just the sheer communication, they're keeping on top of Gambit as they maneuver around this map.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Simple's going to try and bait them into Boomich here.
Bang, and Axel's gone, just like that. Space is taken, but it's up short. Simple another. He's dealing with Gambit here and in hot pursuit of 14. Ready for the swing, and Nafany has his shoes blown off. Simple's done everything his team demanded of him here. 3 frags in total. Inter's being hunted now. Electronic, I'm sure he'll clear his corners, but Inter's was ready, and at 5 seconds, it's just survival at this point.
They can't do this anymore, can they, though? This will be 14 rounds for Na'Vi now. There's no more saving from this point onwards. Gambit need to start getting stuck in with some rounds here, and I don't remember the last time I saw them getting kept completely silent.
Not on a whole half.
Like, this from Simple is fantastic. Boomich got pressured. Simple comes over to help him out. He comes in, he gets these 2 kills, and we're not going to catch it on the replay, but then he flashes for Boomich so he can then clear long again. So getting the kills, setting his teammates up.
Doing it all.
Yeah, he's got 22 kills. It's just another classic from Simple here. Shiro needs a pick, and he needs it now.
Provides it. Boomich eliminated right out of the gate. That's going to change the lay of the land significantly. Nade's a bit shy. Simple's pushed up aggressive. If Nafany fancies his chances on this Xbox cross, he'll do the hinge smoke. Can Simple hit the shot? Doesn't choose to pull the trigger. It's an audible though, an electronic. Oh, he's gonna get swung on. Needs to stabilize his aim. He can't provide anything. 2 casualties for Na'Vi. Bit's on a very fast flank. In fact, not just Bit. Simple, his partner in crime. They're going for short. And Nafany waiting in the wings. Oh, he's been found out. 3 versus 5 becomes 3 versus 4. The bomb yet to be planted. Inters has just got his body onto the site now. Incendiary exchange. They do throw it out. Bit's trying to use that fading smoke, trying to rat it. Hobbit is close to contain. But that's a big frag from Bit. He's laying it down now. Could this be the first for Gambit? The first T round. Axel ensures it. They're still coming though, and Bit's still hitting headshots. 3 on for an ace at this point to try and save the day for Na'Vi. Keep that perfect clean sheet. Oh, it's scary. Shiro catches 1, but Bit does everything within his power. Strong attempt from Bit. Fair play. Gambit post their first T round in our first map here.
Great shooting there from Bit. Really have to be happy with his performance in this event alone. This was the opening from Shiro. Flashed on up, just pulls the trigger, gets the timing right. And this kill right there onto Hobbit. Hobbit was aware that there was going to be a flash push. It felt like he had the better of Bit in that situation, but unfortunately not able to convert that kill. And yeah, a bit frustrated with himself, but he's had a great effort. Double AWP's out now. Bit's brought up the secondary. Nafany's out long.
And he actually manages to get away with that. He's surely dead. Nade, molly, bullets. Okay. Third time's the charm. Simple. Struggles, they're across. He'll need this one. Oh, 2 misses from Simple. He still lives on. Smoke for survival. Nades on his nose. Down to 4, but he's still fighting. Intis is planting right in the face of danger. We've got a 4v4 after plan here, Chad.
But they're stuck on the site. There's only one player over towards short. This is going to get dicey right now. 2 ops for the retake, not easy.
This is no fun for anyone. Simple already putting pressure on. Nice from Inters. Transfers to keep it level. The chances dwindle now as Shiro's gone. Bit with both. Gandalf, they'll check it. 1 on the bomb, 1 holding him. Steps in for the first, but can't provide. Just before the smoke bloomed, you can understand why. But there it is, 15 for Na'Vi and an absolute boatload of map points.
Well, Bit has done a lot in the last 2 rounds, right? You think about the kills that he got previously, that's going to really hamstring this economy of Gambit going forward. They only have 1 more round, so with the plant, they'll be able to make the buy work. Nafany, lucky to be alive in this one. Boomich had a rough go of it in the last 2, but Bit here, look, he does only have 12 kills to his name, but think how important those 2 frags right there are.
Yeah, no, he was super quiet. I think even on the CT side, we saw him when, they were testing doors, he had like 4, 5. Really has sprung to action to close this out for Na'Vi. And there's another Bit with the AWP. He keeps hold of it and draws blood. Electronic wants to finish this right here and now. Nafany caught sleeping. They're bringing the fight to Gambit. Eat your heart out, Smooya. And there we have it, another one. Just 2 frags away. Oh, so easy for Simple. 25 frags in order to pull this one across the line, and it's been a long time since I saw such a harrowing scoreline for Gambit. 16-8, 1 T round to report. There it is, Na'Vi take Dust2. The battle of the royalty of the region. Na'Vi taking their map pick. Is it par for the course? New Na'Vi integrating Bit into the roster and looking damn good because of it.